We're going to build the Tensa4 hammock stand in freestanding mode in this tiny room, only 9 feet by 7 feet, to hang a 12-foot hammock. We'll start with the parts necessary. From the standard Tensa4 kit are 4 4-segment sections that bear the Tensa Outdoor logo, 4 3-segment sections that are a little smaller in diameter, an orange base strap, and 4 toggle loops. From the freestanding modification kit are a ridge pole consisting of 2 4-segment sections and a ridge pole splice piece. Finally, there's the head support pole, or HSP. We'll start by building a diamond. The pointy corners of the diamond are built from 4-segment sections. So I'll just begin laying them out. So the shallow corners from 3-segment sections. Like so. The ridge pole segments go down the middle, which will eventually join with the ridge pole splice. The baseline we lay between the shallow corners, and the head support pole will go here. I'll tidy up a little bit. It doesn't need to be precise. This end is going to be our foot end. This end, the head end, which is why I've placed the head support pole on that end. We'll next join all these 4 corners with toggle loops, and I'll zoom in to show you how that works. This is the head end. Take the pin, thread it through the holes. This head support pole has a loop sewn in right through there, and join with the toggle. The foot side is simpler or not, depending. If your pole's tips look like this, simply thread through and join, as is pretty simple. At a later step in this video, you'll be instructed to extend these poles on the foot side only to a total of 6 segments long, 1 segment short of their full 7-segment potential. And we want you to do that by leaving this end segment sunk. Now, the complication is, if your stand is older than February of 2025, your feet likely don't look like this. They likely look something like this. And in that case, if you were to leave this end segment sunk, and then you were to load it as by hanging your hammock, you could damage this foot. So for that reason, if you have an older Tensa4 stand, your freestanding conversion kit should have come with a pair of what we call stub 4s, meaning stubby sort of retrofits for this newer style of feet. So if you've got them, what we want you to do is on the foot side of both of these poles, completely remove the pole segment, setting it aside for when you set up Tensa4 in the classic guide mode, and retrofit these stub 4s. That will prevent you from being able to extend these poles past 6 segments, and there's no damage potential as if you were to try it with the older sort. Once your feet look like this, regardless of which generation, it's the same procedure. Thread through and join. And at both of these shallow base corners, we secure the baseline to the toggle loop. Next, we're going to join all four of these pole sections into complete poles. The 4 segment sections have a release button on the end. If you press that, match the keyways, and then press the shorter section in, it allows you to make a connection. Next, we'll begin growing the stand, starting at the head end, where I'm going to pull out just the endmost section of the side poles. And because this stand can get very large as we grow it, as a space-saving measure, we're going to fold the stand over onto itself at the base, like so. Now you see this nested V symmetric structure. As we expand the poles, we're going to lose that V, and ultimately we'll bring it back into coherence before we proceed to the next step. I'm going to extend both poles on the head side to their full 7-segment length. The foot poles will extend to only 6 segments, and I'll fully extend the ridge pole segments as well, adding that. I now see a big, beautiful nested V. I fully extended the ridge pole sections, adding the splice section to the one attached to the head side so that these come out at the same length, and I unfolded the head support pole. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, we're ready to lift up the foot end and fold it into place. Grab the splice section and join. Ta-da! Next, I'll lift this head end. Hope it's still in camera. And I'll place the foot of the head support pole stably so it's vertical. Checking for symmetry all around. I like to put the feet on the head side, on the outside of those joints. You can freely reconfigure them. And it's time to hang a hammock. I've got a 12-footer here. 12-footers will hang directly from the toggles. Shorter hammocks, 11 feet, 10, whatever, will require tree suspension or some other extension, such as the black parts of the guy lines that come with Tensa4. Okay. I see that everything is symmetric, and confirming that that head support pole is vertical. The wide angle lens may distort it. It is vertical. I'm gently test sitting. As I weight it, the joints will shift and settle sometimes, or usually, and it's important before committing weight, as I just did, that you confirm that the head support pole is still vertical. If it moves off of vertical, especially on hard, slippery surfaces like this that are best avoided, it can go down, it can slip out. We write more about that in the user guide, but meanwhile, how's that? Now that was kind of an involved process. It gets much easier after the first time, because unless you need to get it, or even if you do need to get it back down in the bag, There are quicker ways to break it down and set it up again. I'll show you the most relevant, and that's simply to re-break the ridge pole. You can set these in the hammock. You can leave your hammock and quilts attached for these quick breakdowns. And I'll collapse the topmost sections of the head end so that they're now 6 segments like the foot end, and that makes this a symmetrical package that I can fold up into a column and stow away by day under a bed. You can continue to break these down as much as you need to about yay high. It'll fit in the back of a car or a bigger bag. When you need to pack the stand into its carry bag, the best way is to reverse a few steps and return the stand to the big nested V. Start by breaking the ridge pole. Next, without undoing the webbing or any of the ball loop connectors, I'm going to break the stand into its original 3 and 4 segment sections. This is the base bundle. This is the foot bundle. This is the head bundle. And this the ridgeline splice that all fit easily into the bag for much faster setup next time.